academic performances, banishment, and so forth. And teasing, of course, is another one. But you know what? All of these are very much temporary. There's always a solution. Many persons who entertain the thought of suicide think that this is a solution, but really and truly, it is not a solution. And as I would have just quote from one of the beautiful posters which would have posted on our page, it says that you don't know what is on the other side. When I say other side, the other side of life, after you have taken your life, you don't know what's there. So why go to the unknown? Life, of course, it's perfect for us to be happy and it's perfect for us to be sad at times. But suicide is definitely not the answer. We have some beautiful videos lined up, of course, and we would want to share with you some of these, and it would probably stimulate your thoughts on this very serious and very important issue that we are addressing. Remember, this is the Golden Home Dharmic Youth Organization launch of our Suicide Stopper Campaign 2015. And suicide, ask yourself, who does suicide stop with? Suicide stops with you, and it also stops when you make that effort to help someone who is in that mode of thinking of committing suicide. When we come back after this video, we're going to talk about how you can recognize the signs of someone who would probably want to commit suicide. This video.
You are what's important. And each day you face brings another hurdle. And each hurdle you face brings another day. Always remember, it's not whether you win or whether you lose. It's that you participate that counts. Because without you, there's no race at all.
So we are back, and that is an ad. Of course, we are urging the business community to come on board, because part of the battle against this Great Depression that we have is that we need everyone to place their part in it. We, this campaign, the part today is only the launching of it. We have the I Love Life Challenge, which will be on our Facebook. That's our Facebook awareness. Then, of course, we have where we will be airing the person with the most vote on these pieces, which will be explained later on. Their ad will be featured during the week, and we're urging the business community, and of course we're even urging the media houses. I know we have good friends at DTV, LRTV, and NCN. If they can come on board and assist us with those ads, as we can, of course, bring some awareness with this very social ill of suicide. I think Priya has some information on how the symptoms, or rather the signs of someone who would probably want to commit suicide.
Namaste. Signs of suicide victim. They may be talking about suicide like, I want to kill myself, or I wish I wasn't born. And getting the means of suicide, they may be prepared like buying a gun, buying poison pills, loneliness, depression.
I know that's one of the biggest problems is that I know we, of course, we live in Region 6, and I was just reading a stats just now that 2 of the 10 administrative regions, it's not alarming, but it's a fact. The stats would have shown that Region 6, followed by Region 2, it ranks the highest in suicide rate, and which is quite a sad, nothing to be proud about in any case. And some of the researchers would want to say that perhaps because we live in farming communities and so forth, and maybe the access of these pesticides are more accessible rather, but it all comes back to us. It comes back even more than just thinking of using a gun, or come back more to drinking a poison. And ask yourself, what is your life worth? I know our scriptures, if I'm to use from our Ramayana, we would have been taught that Bade Bhagya Manusha Tanapave. And you know what? This human birth, despite we may have ups and downs, it's the best gift that God could have given to us. And it's a fortune to have this human birth. And when we're going to short live it, of course, by committing suicide, think about the amount of pains, not to ourselves, but think about the pains that will be causing to persons who are left, of course, to feel those burdens. I every day, I'm sure, when you open the newspaper, I don't know if you can tell us how you feel when you see these alarming stats, especially with young people committing suicide.
It's very sad to know that maybe these people had nobody to talk to, maybe they had no one to turn to, but that is why we are here. And suicide should never be the solution to any problem. You must always confide in someone, maybe a religious leader, a friend, your teacher. Let it be somebody you trust so that at no time you would ever think about killing yourself. And there are other ways you could get rid of this depression and this stress that you're having in your life.
Okay, and I just got, of course, a lot of people are watching into this program. I know we have also with us Munish here, and he's a student of Kanji Sec. And I'm sure on a daily basis, rather TI, he would have been interacting with young people like himself. And perhaps tell us something about suicide and what are your thoughts on this issue, of course. While he's of course getting his piece up, remember, of course, you can go on to our page, immediately go on to Facebook and like us. It's the simple word I love life, and this is really what life boils down to, the essence of life.
Or you
Are
could
we ready?
simply even make a poster and post it on our wall, to show that you love life.
It's is a natural state, emotional state that everyone have. It is dangerous and something that is to deal with, hard to deal with.
Well, you see that sometime it's always difficult. Who says that difficult time are easy to deal with? I don't think so. It's the mere fact the word suggests difficulty. It is often difficult. But guess what? When you were to look at going through, I don't know how many of you have gone through a tunnel, or look at even the weather change. It's not always going to be raining. Sometimes it's going to be sunny, sometimes it's going to be rainy. And you know what, there is always solution to a problem. Don't ever entertain the thought that, this is the end, there's no other option, of course. Dhanwancha, I want you to tell us about this I Love Life challenge that everyone is excited on Facebook. I can't believe we have only launched this page in just about a couple days, and we've got over 100 likes. So tell us about the I Love Life challenge.
Okay, you'll simply go to our page on Facebook and log on. You just like the page, and then you could even make a poster, as I said earlier, post it on our wall to say that you love life. You could also take up the challenge. You could even do videos. You could do a piece of dancing. Something that you celebrate life doing. I mean, you enjoy doing, singing, dancing, anything that how you celebrate life. You put it up there, and we will feature it, and that's how you could celebrate life through Facebook with us.
So just to reiterate what she would have said there, the step one would have been, of course,
You
is
like
to
the
like the
page.
page.
Yes.
That's very important. So those who are watching this program right now, just hit the tab there, just type in I Love Life, and the page is
Just
going to
click
come
the button
and
like.
just like it. And after that, now I know everybody gets smartphone today. I know young people, you use your cell phone for various purposes. At least this one here, you can use it to bring an awareness and help at the same time. So you make a video of yourself, try at least for it to be less than a minute, because we will of course be able to feature it as a 1 minute ad. So less than a minute, you make a video, you tell us who you were nominated by to do the video, because that's going to be the continuity of it. And haven't been nominated by someone, of course,
You also
you
could nominate
you
someone.
tell us something about suicide at the same time, and what your thoughts about suicide, and tell us how you, or rather show us how you celebrate life. And we would prefer you to probably dance your favorite song,
Or sing a favorite.
your favorite song.
Yes.
Sing or dance, just for a couple of seconds. Show us your favorite move, because that's celebration. This is what life is about. It's a cause to celebrate for, because it's we have a short life here. We have to make the full use of it. Don't we all agree with that? So haven't made your video, the next step, of course, is to nominate someone else. And haven't nominated someone, we would probably asking you to make a pledge. You can probably make a donation of $100, $200, $300, because they will all be going towards our various projects upcoming to support this campaign. So I want you to, of course, go into your pages of Facebook and do this here. So you know how this entire challenge works now. So I don't know if anybody else, Chan Kumar, I'm sure you have something to share on this also.
Well, actually, I believe that suicide is a foolish and meaningless act of taking your life. You know, it's not very something nice. I don't believe in that. I believe in having someone to just help you and guide you through your way. I believe mostly parents and religious people are very, 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 very and more important in your life. And you should really take part in that.
I like that, son. What do you think he's saying? I mean, there's always people out there. Maybe you can cite some persons they can probably,
You know, you can always talk to elder persons who, first of all, you would trust, a person who you would like consider to be a trustworthy person. You
Or
can talk
even
to your
a role
priest.
model.
You can talk to a person who you have as a role model. You can talk to teachers. You can talk to individuals
Who you looked up upon.
who you look up on, and even counselors you can talk to.
I know we don't have that much of counsel, but I can
Counselors,
tell
yes.
you what, we at Golden Dharmic, if you know someone who would probably have those tendencies, any one of us, we are so easily accessible. You talk to us, we're always there, we're willing to help you. With our limited resources, I'm sure that they're even sometimes, saying a good thing to someone can actually can help them, and letting them believe in life. I know we have also with us Ansley, a multi-student. Tell us anything that, of course, comes to mind when we deal in this issue of suicide. After which we'll get ready for the next video. It's the second video, and it's quite, for me, of all the videos I've seen on suicide, this is one is very emotional, and it sends a message to say that, you know what, when you commit suicide, it's a selfish act because it's you in the process. You're not thinking about those who remain, and that is for every person probably entertain the thought of wanting to commit suicide. When you commit and end your life, it's just you. But what about everybody else? That's the next video I'm probably going to share with you. But let's hear from Anjali.
Well, namaste everyone, and I must say suicide is a very big problem in the whole country, and when you think about committing suicide, you must first think about talking with someone you trust.
I know we've been reiterating the very same point of someone you trust. So, do you know someone who ever committed suicide? Oh, you don't. But you heard of persons committing suicide, right? And tried to commit suicide. Oh, so they tried to commit, but they weren't successful. Did you get an opportunity to talk to them? What was life after that attempt? I tell you what, based on my limited knowledge in the law, I understand that if you try and you're not successful, you can go to jail. Of course, I think it's a criminal offense. So mind what you're doing with yourself, and even to that also, as we would have always said, it's been saying all the time, there is absolutely no reason for you to commit suicide because people are there to talk to. Don't underestimate simple persons. Maybe a stranger for a moment you go into a difficult time can help you. By giving you word of advice. Your priests are there. I'm sure all of us belong to some religious community. You know what? Every religion, of course, has a position on this. Hinduism position is quite very clear. If you commit suicide, you're going to still remain as ghosts until that time would have come, that time which you would have had to exit it. Or so think about the loss of an opportunity. And then you go back again also in the cycle, because we all believe in the concept of reincarnation and we all want to move forward. But the act of suicide reverses you back in the cycle, of course. We take our next video. Our next video, of course, would have been based on this wonderful family, of course, who would have viewed, you would see the pains that a family go through when someone commits suicide. Okay.
Sometimes you have no control over your actions. Like the rats following the piper, you simply follow your impulse. It's like an external force dominating you.
क्या हुआ?
अरे दरवाजा नहीं खुल रही है.
हटो. अनु? अनु दरवाजा खोलो जल्दी.
And at that moment, all that matters is that you're in pain.
अनु जल्दी दरवाजा खोलो. अनु! मैं चाबी लेके आती हूँ.
अनु.
ये लो. खोलो ना.
But then, what you don't account for is the living hell that you push your parents into. It was like there was no meaning left to my life when he decided to break our engagement. All I could feel was unbearable pain and emptiness. I just did not think of Ma and Papa. Not once did I think how they would feel finding the lifeless body of their only daughter hanging like that. It's a little too late now, but I'm worried about him. All he does is stare motionlessly at things. He hasn't spoken or eaten much in weeks. But what scares me the most is that he hasn't cried even once. Mom, she has cried. A lot. And knowing her, she'll not stop.